Hi everyone, my name is Hayes, and for this project, this hypothetical counseling sessions, I'm going to be doing them with Joseph, the son of Jacob, the one who was sold into slavery, and in the book of Genesis. So Joseph has had a wild ride. From the beginning, he has just dealt with a lot. So I thought that he would be a great guy to study and ultimately counsel. So his life takes place, it's estimated about before 1600 BC. That's when it says in my Bible that he died before 1600 BC. Joseph was the son of Jacob and Rachel. He has 11 brothers, so honestly, we could just stop there. Growing up in a big family is enough to need counseling. So he's the second youngest of 12 total brothers. He experiences family and relational conflict. His brothers are jealous of him. So that is something that is explicitly written in the text that I can pick up on. So the time period involved in the story is relevant because of they are Hebrew men, and Joseph gets sold by his brothers into slavery, into a different into an Egyptian home is where he ends up. So that historical and racial divide is important in this story. So a lot happens in this particular story, like Joseph being sold into slavery, him being accused by Potiphar's wife of trying to come on to her, but he fled from that. He got put into prison. But through it all, the Lord was with him, and he continued to have favor throughout every single circumstance. So that's something super interesting. The important characters in this specific story are obviously Joseph and his father Jacob and his sons, his brothers. Some important words and just things to pay attention to in this passage is the fact that Joseph's brothers are envious of him and jealous. Due to these clues, I can pick up on that Joseph might be feeling this sense of abandonment or insecurity and just a lack of trust with people. Although it is interesting that he remains faithful to God through the whole thing and a man of integrity. So that is very interesting. Only the Lord can do that. So yeah, I think that deeper than the issues, a sense of insecurity and abandonment and a lack of trust, and honestly probably some just discouragement and depression mixed in there because of his circumstances. So after identifying these problems with intervention and so biblical counseling, I will use scripture and techniques and approaches to counsel him. So I will build relationship with him, empathetically listen to him, and reflect the content of the stories that he's telling me, and listen intentionally and create a plan for him to action steps. So yeah, and a scripture that I intentionally wanted to encourage him with